Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles the Bands, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get into today's topic here. Ric Bucher, friend to the channel, although I don't know Ric Bucher, but I like a lot of the stuff that he says because he's one of the last few guys with sports journalism like credibility that goes out there and just says stuff that doesn't kind of fit in with the narratives that everyone else seems to try to promote, right? And because he has the credibility of being on TV, being a journalist, it's hard to really kind of dismiss him, which they've tried unsuccessfully. But as you guys know, recently, Victor Wembanyama made some headlines. And the reason he made headlines was because he decided to accept the max contract instead of the super max contract of the rookie extension for $250 million, where he was eligible to sign for $300 million. So he took $51 million less, and therefore giving the San Antonio Spurs a little bit more flexibility over the lifetime of that contract to be able to retain some of the core players, because he did that because simply, number one, he wanted to win. And number two, money isn't everything in the world for him. My God, you're getting $250 million. You have a sponsorship with Nike, losing an extra $50 million. I think you're going to be okay. But a lot of people were pretty upset at that. It sets a bad precedent and all of this. So I had watched a show earlier from Rick where he said that he was referring to what Jalen Brunson did, because he's the one that really started all of this off by taking $100 million less over the lifetime from the New York Knicks to allow them some flexibility. And Ric Bucher said that he thought at least that was going to be an anomaly, blip on the radar. It wasn't going to be something that would happen over and over again. But then when Wemby did it, and we're like, okay, then Austin Reeves followed next by taking $5 million less to give the Lakers a little bit more flexibility. And you could quickly see a trend beginning to build up. So Rick decided to touch on this. Oh, no. He spoke on this. Well, I had said that this is representing a departure from the LeBron James model, the player empowerment model, where it was just focusing on me, my brand, and to hell with we win or we don't win. Let me just gobble up as much money as we can. So his podcast, United We Cast, dropped an episode today. And the title of it, in case you guys want to watch it, is called The NBA's Power Shift is Here. Wemby, Brunson, and SGA are rewriting the superstar playbook. And Ric Bucher addressed this very thing. And I'm really, really energized about this because I'm glad to see that we're getting a different point of view on some of the things that happen within the NBA. So that's one of the reasons I'm energized. The other reason is because of our brand new sponsor, Kachava. I took a little bit of this today. I was actually running behind. I didn't know what to make for myself. I had some Kachava here and I felt absolutely fantastic. So today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Kachava. Now, before we continue, let me tell you something. This year, I got serious about taking care of my body, my training, my nutrition, all of it. Nothing extreme. I just wanted to take better care of myself. But my days get busy between work, moving around, taking care of my daughter, trying to go to the gym, buying groceries. Life fills up fast. And when it does, nutrition is the first thing to fall apart. I would skip meals, grab whatever was easy, and feel it by the afternoon. Then I started using Kachava's new travel pack. Just one packet gives you complete nutrition ready for life to go on. Plant-based protein, fiber, greens, vitamins, probiotics, omegas, electrolytes, and more. No artificial flavors, no sweeteners, no soy, no gluten, no preservatives, and no animal products. All the nutrition my body craves in one delicious shake, packed to go. It keeps my energy steady all day, and more importantly, it actually tastes amazing. If you have been meaning to take better care of yourself, this is the easiest place to start. Take your daily ritual with you. Go to Kachava.com and use code DREAMERS for 15% off your first order. That's Kachava, Kachava.com, code DREAMERS. And here's one more thing. If you decide to try it, send us your receipt to DreamersProOfficial@gmail.com, and we will give you 2 months free in the Dreamers Pro community we are building. Or we could give you 50% off on your future merchandise when we launch it. Okay, perfect. So what we want to do now is I'm going to play what Ric Bucher had to say here. Put on your seatbelts. It's a bit long, but he says a lot of important information. And I'm going to come back and continue on with the show. Take a listen to that there.
And various comments being made by team decision makers about their interest in LeBron James. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but I sense we have new stewards of the game in the NBA, and I am loving their priorities and focus. I mentioned in the last episode how gratifying it was to see Jalen Brunson take $113 million less than he could have from the Knicks in order to facilitate the team's ability to build the best roster possible under the current salary cap rules. This follows Shai Gilgeous-Alexander having taken $95 million less than he could have by waiting a year to sign an extension. And now it has been announced that Victor Wembanyama took a max contract of 5 years and $252 million rather than the supermax contract he was eligible for that could have been worth $52 million more in order to give the Spurs added cap flexibility in building the team around him. When I said in the last episode that I admired Brunson for prioritizing winning over taking the most money possible, one viewer suggested if the stars on all 30 teams did that, only 4 of them would potentially win titles, and the other 26, soon to be 28 with expansion, would be suckers or chumps. I can't recall the exact word, but you get the gist, which misses my point. First of all, not every team in the NBA is trying to win a title. Most are trying to be good enough to keep their fan base happy without having to spend too much money. There are a handful of teams in any given year that are truly looking to do that, and they are generally easy to identify. First of all, they're already pretty damn good with a fairly expensive roster, but they add a piece late in the season, even if it adds to the payroll, or they know it's going to be an added expense if everything works out. The Knicks adding Jose Alvarado, the Pistons trading for Kevin Huerter, the Warriors dealing for Kristaps Porzingis, the Timberwolves trading for Ayo Dosunmu. There were other moves, Lakers getting Luke Kennard for Gabe Vincent and a second-round pick that I'm sure were meant as improvements, but also were a net zero sum financially. Give the Lakers credit for throwing in a second-round pick to make the deal happen. That does count as an expense. I'm not suggesting any player take less money than they can get. That is their choice. What I said is that I admire those who make the decision to take less in order to chase a ring, particularly when the weight of winning that ring falls primarily on them. It also shows a keen awareness of who they are and what they're capable of. Brunson understands his strengths and weaknesses. He knows he's not Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron or even Kevin Durant. He's not a physical freak. Every star needs a certain degree of help. Brunson needs more than your average championship-winning star. He needs quality defenders around him. He needs floor spacers. He needs rim protectors. That's understanding his weaknesses. His strengths? He knows that if he has a team that can get him into the fourth quarter with a shot at winning, he can bring it home. He knows that if he is given a quality army, he can be the general that leads it. And don't underestimate those attributes. There are plenty of great players, physical freaks, who haven't mastered either one of those traits and probably never will. That is not Jalen Brunson. As I said in the last episode, I don't like that players have been forced into having to take less in order to improve their chance of having a championship-level team around them. Some fans begrudge what the players make, believing they are grossly overpaid. I do not. Truth is, the truly marketable stars, Steph Curry, LeBron, Ant Edwards, Kevin Durant, SGA, Wemby, Luka Doncic, to name just a few, are grossly underpaid based on the revenue they generate. Victor Wembanyama demonstrated that it just takes one superstar player to take the game seriously, along with a decent number of first-timers or similarly newly minted stars to force the old guard into taking it seriously as well. What I'm looking forward to finding out is how the up-and-coming stars handle their first crack at a collective bargaining agreement. In the meantime, my appreciation for the attitude and approach of this new wave of stars continues to grow.
Perfect. So you heard what he had to say. What are my thoughts about this? Well, I think he summarized it properly. And yes, we are witnessing. Look, one of the reasons I was so excited about the prospects of Victor Wembanyama becoming the face of the NBA and I wanted him to win the title was because I felt that Wemby was bringing the competition back to the game. We were getting back to the essence of sports, which is competing. You saw how he approached All-Star games. He really wanted to win. He was really focused on winning. He going to the playoffs, facing these other guys. He was on demon time. And I like that. Let's get back to the competitiveness. Enough of the cupcakes and the handshakes and all of this other nonsense. Let's get back to winning basketball. Like that, like to getting back to the essence of what sports used to be about. Enough of the narratives. Let's get back to the nitty-gritty. And that's why I wanted him to be the face of the NBA. That's why I wanted him to win, because it would usher in a new era. The last era didn't work. And the people that really got left with the short end of the stick are the fans. This could be evidence in the rampant player empowerment, the what do you call it? The players not giving a damn about the All-Star. It was just becoming too much. So now Victor and these guys are shifting the league again. And I think it's important, and I love it. I personally love it.